with Francis Rosario from Matrix. Today, we're going to be going over AI and machine learning in financial crime, game changer or compliance nightmare. I'm going to let Francis introduce himself a little bit to the audience, and then we're going to jump right in.
Um, my name is Francis Rosario, and I'm part of Matrix IFS. I've been with Matrix IFS for almost 5 years. I focus on the financial crime space mainly on the advisory side and touching upon the A to Z's of financial crimes, be it KYC, sanctions, transaction monitoring from all different angles, be it model validation, tuning, coverage assessment, etc., etc. Excited to speak about this topic about AI, and it's been a hot topic in this space for a good amount of time, and now we are kind of like diving a lot deeper into it. So I'm glad I'm able to speak to it and share my experience today.
That's great to hear. So, just to start us off, the first question is how is AI transforming financial crime detection, and what are some real world examples?
Yes. Imagine kind of like having a digital detective that never really sleeps. It's that's essentially what AI is doing today in financial crime detection, right? Instead of relying solely on like traditional rule-based systems, which might simply flag transactions over a preset parameter, these AI-powered systems can actually scan through billions of transactions in real time. They're trained to look for subtle, unusual patterns, whether it's form of an unexpected spike in transaction size, or there's an unusual location, or even a change in certain behavior, right? One of the large institutions, they're actually using AI to continuously monitor every transaction, spotting anomalies that would have like slipped through past conventional systems. And similar to that, another institution goes beyond these static rules and it dynamically assesses risks as transactions happen, allowing them to quickly respond to suspicious activity. There's another institutions where deep learning models are constantly updated with new types of trends. It could be a fraud trend, financial crime trend, ensuring that the same trick doesn't work twice. With these advanced techniques like natural language processing, NLP, graph analytics, these systems can even analyze unstructured data like customer support chats or even like map complex relationships to identify like fraud rings or anything related to financial crimes. In short, AI is transforming like these financial crime fraud detection from a more reactive, rigid process into a more proactive and adaptive one.
So, what compliance challenges do financial institutions face when implementing AI driven fraud detection?
Yes. So while AI offers an incredible leap forward in catching fraud, it also brings along a few compliance headaches. The few is subjective here, right? One of the toughest challenges is explainability, right? With old rule based systems, you could simply say, uh, this transaction was flagged because it exceeded $10,000 or certain other criteria, right? But many AI models, especially those using deep learning or complex analytics, they kind of like operate like a black box. Even the developers sometimes kind of like struggle to pinpoint exactly why a specific transaction was being flagged or and kind of like have that lack of transparency, which can be a problem when regulators walk in and they demand a clear, understandable explanation, right? Um, then there is the issue of this data privacy piece. AI needs massive amount of data to learn effectively. Yet laws like GDPR, CCPA, they kind of like place strict limits on how you collect and use that data. Moreover, if the data used to train these models is biased or incomplete, the AI would inadvertently discriminate or miss certain fraud patterns, right? So these challenges kind of like force institutions to invest more in robust model risk management practices, ensuring that their systems are not only just powerful, but also transparent, fair, and secure.
So, how can financial institutions balance AI innovation with regulatory compliance then?
Yes, so the key is it's striking a balance between embracing new technology and maintaining strict oversight, right? Many institutions are now adopting this human in the loop approach. In this model, AI usually does the heavy lifting, like rapidly scanning large number of transactions, flagging suspicious activity. But you have this human element with like human experts reviewing these flag transactions and making the final call. It's a blend of machine speed and human judgment, ensuring that decisions are both swift and properly considered, carefully considered. Furthermore, there's this rise of explainable AI, XAI, which is crucial, right? XAI techniques break down the decision-making process so that every flag can be traced back to specific, understandable reasons, right? This not only builds trust with regulators, but also helps internal teams, operations, technology, compliance, kind of like refine the models over time, right? There is obviously certain element of regular testing, recalibration, validation, what we kind of like usually call the model risk management, right? Are also kind of like essential to keep up with these ever-changing tactics, right? Ultimately, institutions are showing that you don't have to choose between just innovation and compliance. And good amount of institutions have seen like changes, improvements the last so many years. You are bringing in technology and you are bringing in that human element for the last so many years together. So using that expertise to combine and make it a more smarter and safer financial system.
So, how does AI adapt to constantly changing fraud tactics? And what role does continuous learning play in this?
Yeah. Um, think of AI as more like an ever evolving detective, right? Initially, I mentioned about playing that detective role, right? That's here what I'm saying is AI is ever evolving detective that's always updating its playbook, right? Fraudsters are, of course, inventive, their tactics change rapidly. AI systems are built to continuously learn from this new data, right? Whether that's historical transaction records or live real-time data, when these new pattern of fraud emerges, the model is designed to adjust its parameters on the fly. This is called effective learning, right? From any kind of like new threat. The process of this continuous learning means that system isn't just static. It adapts as fraudsters change their tactics, making it increasingly difficult for them to stay one step ahead. The adaptive learning not only improves detection rates, but also significantly reduces false positives, ensuring that only genuine suspicious activities get flagged and making it um, uh, more effective.
Okay. So, how are financial institutions integrating advanced AI solutions into their legacy systems?
Integrating any new technology, especially AI technology, into any old system, it's a daunting task. It sounds like a daunting task, right? Like
Sure.
you are kind of like fitting a modern engine into like a vintage car, right? Um, but many banks are making it work by taking more like a phased approach. They often run the new AI systems in like parallel with their legacy platforms. This, of course, it allows them to compare outputs, like tweak the models, and gradually shift from more responsibilities to the AI without actually disrupting the everyday operations, right? Vendors are also developing like midware solutions that can act as a bridge between the old and the new, the legacy and the new technology, enabling these the data to flow smoothly and securely, right? The gradual transition ensures that banks can modernize their financial crimes, fraud detection capabilities without risking any stability or security during this integration process.
Well, thank you for your time today, Francis. This certainly gave us some profound insight into what's to come and what's currently going on with AI and how it's truly starting to impact financial crime. Um, I know I would love to have you on the podcast again, and I really appreciate your insight today. Thank you so much.
It was great talking to you.
Thank you.